Who'd have thunk that 99 Days of Christmas via Sunrise Videos would be a thing as late as June 9? Are we doing stand-up comedy or are we doing educational content? We're doing exactly this. What if stand-up comedy were 100% true? What if we didn't lie or make up stories for the sole purpose of getting a laugh? What if we took a joke franchise, 99 Days of Christmas, wrapped it with a sequel to a accidental entrepreneurship franchise, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, as we went from video to video with great enthusiasm? PV equals nRT. Pressure volume, N is the number of moles, T temperature, R is the constant. PV equaling nRT. How does a gas law that rules how we measure the behavior of gas dependent upon pressure, volume, and temperature apply to comedy in a video? Surprisingly, via Tom Brady with a quarterback ball seemingly get deflated in Indianapolis where the temperature is 15 degrees. PV equals nRT is a gas law where we don't understand why a football got deflated, where we can predict how stuff might behave. That's the comedy of seeing where everything is going, whereas other people are in a panic and not wanting to know and kind of paralyzed, where some people don't want to know anything about anything, where they're like, oh, conspiracy theory, oh, something's not great. To the point of people have said this in the comments, which we're going to solve. Hi, my Korean friend, how are you? We should maybe locate a cowboy hat so that way we realize that God absolutely might exist and our final destination is headed towards PV equals nRT. Oh my God. Perfectly in tune. Look, PV equals nRT. You're not a plant, are you? Exactly. You're not a plant, which is us moving forward with stand-up comedy. That's 100% true. Why is the ideal gas law talked about during Sunrise Videos, 99 Days of Christmas? During Sunrise Videos, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, which is this, as I pick my nose. Which is this. Somebody has a closed sphincter when it comes to dating. I get the feeling that you are a person that does not fart on dates ever, right? Because as a woman pretending to be a man, commenting like a man, how easy are these reads? Right? A woman pretending to be a man, commenting as a man. Exactly. I do respect your privacy. I do. And that's where, thank you for confirming that I read it correctly. Thank you. And if you're just joining us, and you're lost on the inside jokes, don't be. Because what we're doing is we're speed reading while we're sticking to the topic agenda perfectly with, hey, I called it with one, woman pretending to be a man, commenting to the man. Two, your butt sphincter is closed on dating, meaning you don't remember that you used to not fart in front of your husband, right? Now you just let loose, let the hounds loose, and you forget that during dates, people would. Exactly. The dating world sucks for people that don't fart and let loose the hounds, in that we are not our true selves. Smell me at my worst, you get to go out to eat bratwurst. Dates gas within the ideal gas law. You see, P equals nRT is the ideal gas law. The ideal gas law for dating should be one, you not having a lot of gas. Two, you making your butt smell like a pot of daisies because you never you never fart, you never hurt, you never fart. Three, when you spoon and it's post-coital and you drink a ton of water, are you going to worry about a wet fart from her, not you? That's why big spoon, there's an element of danger to it. Plus, who even manages their pelvic floor as well as they should? Pelvic floor. It's when you do exercises like Kegel exercises. Pelvic floor, like people making a orgasm of comments such as 85 messages. Congratulations, I've pinned one. And yes, I'm reading all of them. Thank you for being so energetic. Einstein once said, this universe might be finite, but human stupidity is certainly infinite. Einstein, Elon Musk, Larry Chiang. Physicist, physicist, physicist. As exemplified as we are kindred in thought, with me leading off with a ideal gas law, tying it being the compression algorithm into farts on dates. You said Einstein, Elon Musk, Larry Chiang. Going from physicist to finance is like going from ideal gas law to date and jokes told about wet farts during spooning. Let me draw everything into a simple box, not coming full circle, because that's what she said. We're putting everything into a neat little box. This is the box that we're putting it into via Larry Chiang Stand-Up Comedy at Sunrise Videos. Within Wednesdays and Mondays, new episodes drop. We should connect via a subscription. And if you're a subscriber and coming back, welcome. It's great to see you. I've got a doozy of a lineup right here. Ideal gas law, Einstein, Musk, Chiang in a box. Within physics, we no script, just attention, fixing our brain as we avoid short form video in eyeball to eyeball. Let's get into it. The box that we're in for Einstein, Musk, Chiang, Larry Chiang, hi, Elon Musk, Elon, is this. Physics gives us a compression algorithm. Physics makes us slightly smarter because it's explanations for what might happen given dropping of an apple. F equals ma, gravity as an equation. PV equals nRT. Now, taking big brain thoughts into finance brain thoughts, which is being able to go from physics to finance, is the same way as talking about the ideal gas law to dating. Because I just need to find out how this comedy set applies to my life getting better. I just need to take worldly YouTube stand-up comedian thoughts and ask AI and myself, hey, how does this help me? This is how. Which is in the same way that I wrote out the topics prior to jumping onto this live stream, and meanwhile, reading so many things on random thoughts such as "You're not Jeff" or "Yapping only pays beautiful women's bills," where that's not true. Like, beautiful women, less talking, unless it's about compression algorithms, where dating and gas going to sphincter moves like this. You said beautiful women, bills. You said that. Let's put it back into the box of pelvic floor. There are YouTube influencers that mentor us on how to strengthen our pelvic floor. Why am I talking so clearly? Because these jokes are hilarious, even transcribed for people that don't experience this live. And when I separate each word, now the transcript doesn't make as many errors. Do I talk normally like a robot? Yeah, no. So, pelvic floor. How does this benefit us by watching and experiencing this video before I get into video, tidal wave, and starfish content? And that is this. Your pelvic floor is a secret muscle that controls continence. So incontinence is where you wet the bed because you're drunk, or embarrassing on a hookup where you're drunk, you hook up and then you squirt only because you're drunk. That's a pelvic floor muscle that is not controlling your urethra. Did this get incredibly medical as we slightly graze upon orgasm? No. It's pelvic floor where we control a Kegel muscle. Do men have this also? Yes. Where if we do exercises for our pelvic floor, then our digestive health can improve. Our muscles in spots where we don't realize that we have muscles can also improve. When we do Kegel exercises, what also happens to our athletic performance? Counterintuitively, it gets better, and from a vanity perspective, people like Shelby Sapp, who talks about technical sales, also focus on the buttocks region for muscle development. If it felt like I was tiptoeing the line to make sure that this YouTube video doesn't get a sex strike against it, you're misreading it. Because there's no way that I could get a strike against me. Why? Because one, it's funny. Two, some people don't know what I'm talking about. For those of you that have been paying close attention, here's your reward. It turns out delving into details via content providers that do semi-long form thesis fixes our brain, because you were able to pay attention from PV equals nRT to gating gas experiences or gas release experiences to pelvic floor to a video tidal wave of evidence now going into starfish, where the colloquial question is, hey, do you know the difference between your butthole and a hole in the ground? As an insult, where it turns out, maybe we don't know. Maybe we think that there's a clear difference between a hole in the ground and our starfish. Because when we experience this knee-jerk reaction, which is, hey Larry, all I see in the world right now is bull crap. Do you know the difference between the bull crap that you see in the world and a stand-up comedian? Which is why on Wednesdays and Mondays I drop episodes that are 100% true. Why? Because asking you to laugh at a Chinese cowboy's jokes is an ask. But a revelation or a confession is where I investigate truths that are real while being funny, yes, but definitely being funny on a second view. When was the last time you guys watched short form video and rewatched a video while also taking notes? When was the last time you saw a Chinese cowboy sit in the front row of Dave Chappelle and take paper notes? Like, it's disconcerting to see a giant Chinese person in the front row taking notes as if they're in a class. Is this a class right now? Kind of. But it's a fun kind of class, which is why I've engineered it to be stand-up comedy while being 100% truthful, whereas Wednesdays and Mondays, there's new content generated. And jumping into the contest of you comment random shiitake and then I make a stand-up joke about it, you're talking about how being old sucks. Connect with the content on pelvic floor, because I'm going to guess that you have body aches. I'm going to guess that you have dehydration. I'm going to guess that your pelvic floor sucks. Perhaps you're going to the bathroom 5 times because your valve has no muscle surrounding it. Crown Entertainment, how are you? Bro, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm doing super well. Doing super well. I got a new format where I list out the topics and then help people win and laugh and win. Starfish. So, starfish is a five-pointed animal that sometimes washes up on shore when there's a storm. Starfish is also a guy on a date with a hot girl not bringing his A game. Why? Because I work super hard at my YouTube videos. I'm not going to work hard again on dates, right? No, we're not doing that. Starfish is a call to action where it's similar to this dynamic, which is I hate my life. I have no girlfriend. That's why I'm here on this video stream. That's a comment where we can fix all three of those things, which is not being a starfish while watching videos. What is a starfish watching videos? Laid out, sprawled, horizontal, watching a video, and once in a while, your phone hitting your face. That's not the starfish that we want to do. So why don't we get in a seated position, in a good posture, and we're going to solve starfish. Because people say that a woman's past matters, and I haven't even covered that topic yet, but you thinking that this game isn't won or lost while we're playing it, while we're reading, you'd be mistaken, because being able to speed read works like this. Back on topic. Let's sit in a energized fashion where we are connecting our butt and pelvic floor to the ground. It is this. Us grounding our spine and stacking it and rolling our shoulders back. My gosh, I'm feeling a difference already. In the comments, have you guys felt a difference yet? Oh, you guys haven't sat up straight. Come on, you guys. Opposite of starfish. And if you have a favorite hat or a thinking cap, put it on. Oh, yeah. This is the yoga teacher portion of a Larry Chiang video. We might even do breathing exercises next. In through the nose, out through the other side nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Nadi Shodhana breathing. Starfish has an oppo taco. Opposite taco. Hashtag oppo taco. Starfish is laying in your bed, sprawled, completely horizontal. Yes, you entered stand-up comedy. Yes, new episodes roll out Wednesdays and today Monday. Happy Monday. When we make our starfish sit upright, we become active. This is us activating our cells while we athletic position ourselves for YouTube creator content. Now, tough question, which is incredibly useful. What's the most valuable YouTube video that you've watched in the last 30 days? What goals do you guys have in your YouTube time here? Because time flow positive energy flow positive is just like PV equals NRT, where we're cash flow positive in a business. But on YouTube, where what's the most valuable video that you've watched? And have you been able to set a goal that's written? And if you're like, not yet, well, are they written down anywhere if they're not in front of you? What if we set a goal right now? Let's go over some simple goals so that way you will be like, oh my God, I went to a Larry Chiang stand-up comedy set and I have a hilarious goal, which is trying to fart in public with nobody listening. Like, these aren't goals like, oh, screen time goals, or, oh, it's burping while saying a word, like, hi, in burp. What are we doing with this video and these goofy goals that are comedic? Have you tried to do any kind of stand-up comedy? Have you shipped one video? Are you able to fart in front of your dog, or let your friend's dog come into the bathroom where you're dropping off two kids in the pool? These are some simple goals that we can play with. Am I making you do things that you're uncomfortable doing? Slightly, but think about how funny it's going to be when you rewatch this video from beginning to end, because you'll be like, hey, I realize that Larry's going to be dropping a new episode on Wednesday. I want to see if I can do one thing that he joked about, because he was actually 100% serious. It was terrific to hang out with you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.